And we'll switch gears just a tiny bit. So the thing here with the Pistons, as great as they've been playing, as up and down as they've been playing throughout the course of these games, the biggest issue in every single game, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hopefully not 5, has been the turnovers. This has been a consistent problem within the Pistons. As great as they play, somehow they still continue to shoot themselves in the foot by having these just awful turnovers. And it's not just Tobias, it's not just Hardaway Jr., it's not just Asar, it's Cade as well. And it's so sickening to watch. What do the Pistons have to do to limit these damn turnovers?
Yeah, they got to find a better way to take advantage of the double teams that Cade is seeing. You know, they're seeing a lot of hedges where if Cade is coming off of a pick by Duren, you know, it's either Cat or Mitch Robinson or one of the other wings. They trap him hard at the top to get the ball out of his hands. And they've been ice cold from three because a lot of times when he gets, trapped, he swings over to Beasley or Hardaway Jr. or Tobias to hopefully knock down a three or an open shot. And they've been really cold, really for the majority of this series, unfortunately. It really just shows that they're missing Jaden Ivey a lot. They need that secondary creator that can take some pressure off of Cade. He's their best off-ball scorer, and they just, to me, don't have enough power offensively to take advantage of those situations. And even when the turnover numbers aren't necessarily high, like they definitely were last game with 17. It's also ridiculous when the turnovers are happening. Like Cade, you can't dribble the ball off your foot, with the last couple possessions in the fourth quarter. You can't have a star, throwing the ball out of bounds when your momentum is swinging or when New York is starting to cook up in the fourth. The timing of it is super important as well. So, yeah, it's been really bad. That's definitely been a detriment because, that's obviously a sign of a young team, and it shows how much they need to kind of like tune up their roster to make sure that issue doesn't keep happening to the future.
Yeah, and it's like I look at these situations and I'm like, Dennis Schroeder does a great job at helping out K on the scoring total, and he's been playing it just immaculate in the playoff series so far, man. I mean, he pretty much won his game 2. And like with the clutch threes he was hitting and the buckets he was getting toward the end of the game, just the control of the game. This is like, a true vet presence here in Dennis Schroeder, and he's been showing out. But it does just hurt when we just don't have enough scoring, and it also hinders us. Man, it's been hurting us because bro has been shooting us out the gym. Malik Beasley. Oh, man, I ain't never seen Malik Beasley shoot this bad in my life. All season long, this has been a guy who's consistently been our anchor in terms of shooting. This has been a dude who's put us on his back because of his shooting. He's helped us on runs. He's helped us get out of slumps because of his shooting. He led the league in three-point shooting. So, damn it, him in this playoff series, kind of in a way, I think it's safe to say not showing up has really been the biggest difference maker. And I want to read something, too, because I want to give everybody an idea of what this guy has been shooting like. And you can give your instant reaction when you hear these numbers, which I'm sure you probably already know. But, okay, so look, let's look at this. So I'm going to go all the way back to game 1. When in game 1 of this series, Malik Beasley shot 6 for 12. Decent. 50% from the three-point line. Not mad at that at all. Would never be upset about a 6 for 12 game from the three-point line. Game 2. Obviously, Pistons ended up winning, which is super helpful. Shot 1 for 8, 2 for 9 total in the game, 12% from the three-point line. He finished with a total of 9 points, which is just not nearly enough, but somehow the Pistons end up still winning that game. Game 3, we have a similar performance, 2 for 10 from the three-point line, 4 for 14 total, finished with 12 points, and the Pistons lost by 2 points. So as bad as he's playing, the Pistons are still right here in the ball game, and they're still right here. Now, game 4, which was the other day, 3 for 9 from the three-point line, 33% from the three-point line, 5 for 12 total, finished with 13 points. Pistons lose by literally 1 point. So the point that I'm making here is as bad as Malik Beasley has been shooting and playing, however you want to put it, the Pistons have still been losing by just very, very small margins. So if he just has another good game where he's knocking down shots, just give me another 6 for 12. Give me even a 6 for 14, I'd take it. Just give me something on the scoring end. But the point is, he's usually there for us, but hasn't been there in the past few games. Is it something like the Pistons got to try and do to maybe get him out this slump?
Yeah, they got to find a better way to get some, more clear action for him. The Knicks have been playing really good in terms of their perimeter defense. They've done a good job of closing out on those vets. Tim Hardaway, Tobias, who's had some, who's I think one tough game, and then Beasley, who we're talking about now. Like he just hasn't had a whole lot of open looks.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for a player like him, I like Beasley a lot. I think he's very important for a young team or even a contending team. His role as a shooter is serviceable for whatever team you put him on. But when he's your second best player and he has to carry that role of your number 2 scorer, when his primary objective is more of a shooter than a driver and a creator on his own, it kind of shows how limited they can be, especially when that shot is cold. Like they pin so much hope on his perimeter shooting. And when he's not delivering, you see how much they struggle because the Pistons, like we said, they're a momentum team. Like when LCA is fired up off of his 3 and he's hitting the shimmy, I don't think he's hit a shimmy one time this series.
It was literally once. It was literally once.
Yeah, that's not good enough. He has to be that emotional swing guy, and he just hasn't been enough of that yet. They got to find more consistency from him, especially with a lot of talking he's been doing on social media.
Man.
He's got to find a lot better of a groove. It always seems like for the veterans, like if one guy is hot or two are hot, one of them is having a terrible game. It's never where all 3 of them are cooking and then Kane or whoever else is going along with it. I just think they got to find a better rhythm with that. I think Asar's got to be better with his passing. He's got to be more aggressive with his drives to kind of draw more attention to get Beasley open looks. Yeah. Because right now he's not getting the normal shots that we've seen all season, and it's really hurting the Pistons right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. And a couple more things before I let you go. Now, look, really quick, I want to bring this point up here because I've been seeing a lot of up and down from this guy. So Tobias Harris, obviously, he doesn't catch a break in this series because Stewart is not healthy. And I'm going to ask you for an update on Stu in a minute, just in case you got one. But because Stewart hasn't been healthy in this series, Tobias Harris has not gotten a break. To me, I think it was game 3. Man, Tobias Harris was out there getting cooked defensively. I mean, it was bothering me on the inside, and I wouldn't be fair if I didn't call it how I seen it. I love Tobias Harris. I'm glad he's there. He has a lot of great games. In the game we won in game 2, he really showed out. He's been a key element for this team all series long. However, he's in a very tough position because he's guarding Karl-Anthony Towns, and then on the offensive end, he still has to produce. The Karl-Anthony Towns thing, he played a lot better in game 4, but game 3, he was getting cooked. So I'm hoping that he continues the great play in game 5. However, in this difference, obviously I'm saying one was bad, one was good. Did you notice anything that was like maybe different in what the strategy was in terms of why he played better in game 4 compared to game 3?
Foul trouble killed him. He got in foul trouble really early that game, and he never found a rhythm offensively. Like, so yeah, he was definitely, not being able to play as aggressive as he normally has been on defense. We saw them go face to face in game 4 like they was about to throw down. Yeah. But yeah, that foul trouble really hurt him on both sides of the ball. And it didn't even look like they were like fouls where they were kind of disputable. It was just him putting himself in bad situations. Even in the last game, like he was hot. He was knocking down shots. He had 18 points for the game. Was getting really clutch rebounds. He was playing pretty good defense for the most part, but that one game in game 3, Cat was torching him. To me, I think Cat honestly has been the best player for the series, to be honest.
He's been hooping, bro. And
it's playing fantastic.
It's been bothering me too because Tobias, the foul trouble, a lot of these fouls come from him not moving his damn feet. That's been the biggest thing that I've witnessed. It's like, he's good on defense when he's there. But it's like if you get the mismatch, sometimes Karl-Anthony Towns takes advantage. Sometimes you might even see him on Brunson. But it all comes, a lot of these fouls aren't from him swatting down in the paint. These fouls are from him just not being able to move his damn feet and stay in front of the guy he's guarding. So that's what's been killing me about these foul calls is like, If he beats the guy to the spot, if you stay with him and don't let him hook you a little bit on the end, then you ain't or stick your hip out, then you're gonna be straight. You're gonna avoid foul trouble. Because these fouls are so easily avoidable when I'm looking at Tobias Harris. But again, it just goes back to me like he's in a tough situation because he's the only one out there that's actually guarding Cat.
Yeah, Cat's done a really good job of reading defenders. He could see where Dern is backing up a little too far. Oh, you really gonna give me the space? All right, here's a pull-up 3. Oh, you gonna try to pull up or you gonna fall for this hezzy, pull up? All right, no problem. I'm gonna go right by you. He's done the same thing with Tobias, which I think he's had a little bit. I think Tobias has been his best defender, but he's so big and athletic and he's very skilled when he puts the ball on the ground. And the refs have been giving him some, I don't want to say favorable whistles, but they've been giving him some looks where where he puts his head down and he's dribbling through the traffic. He's getting to the free throw line and he's taking advantage of the mismatches in front of him. So again, I think he's been extremely dangerous, on both sides of the floor. He's not the best defender, but he has been really productive on the defensive side of the ball for the Knicks at that big man spot, because there was a lot of hopes that maybe him and Mitch Robinson will play together, so maybe leave some pressure off him. Cat has said, nope, I got it. He's been producing at a very high level. So, yeah, he's been reading the matchups well, and he's been taking big advantage against that front court.
That's for sure well-deserved. Now, I got to ask you, because I told you I ain't going to keep you too much longer. Any updates on Isaiah Stewart? Is he possibly coming back in this matchup for Game 5?
He's still listed as day-to-day. I feel like if he were done, that they probably not would have said it, because you don't want to tip your hand too much to the opponent. But, they've been ruling him day-to-day and questionable. I don't know if he's been practicing too much. I haven't been to too many of their practices over the series, but again, he's still questionable as of right now. They're not ruling out his return, and hopefully it is, as soon as Game 5, because he could be a difference maker that puts a lot more pressure on Cat, takes some more of that responsibility off of Tobias to kind of just lean on him as a scorer. They really need Beef Stew a lot, especially knowing that he's been through this rebuild, that he can't be a part of that first playoff series and postseason series with his team. It really means a lot. So hopefully this is his return coming up soon. But as of right now, he still is questionable on the injury report.
I hope so, man. We definitely need him, like you said. I'm gonna go ahead and let the people know where they can find you. Shout out your socials and all of that stuff. Let them know where the vid's coming through and all the content is coming through.
Appreciate you, man. Always fun being on here with you, man. Make sure y'all follow me at I am Eric Vincent. You see me going at it with Nick Twitter. That's who I am right now. You can follow me on my YouTube page as well, Top Title Detroit. I got all my content on there, post-game, pre-game pressers, warm-ups with the team, shorts, highlights, all that is on there, Top Title Detroit. And you can follow all my articles as well, my Pistons beat reporter coverage at clutchpoints.com. I really appreciate your support. Really appreciate you having me on, man. Always a good time here with you.
Of course, man. Of course. You always welcome up here anytime. But no, seriously, anybody listening, man, check out his content. Follow him. It's literally how I get my Pistons updates. When I'm checking for injuries, I'm going to Eric Vincent. When I'm checking for footage on pregame practice, I'm going to Eric Vincent. When I'm checking for postgame interviews, what the hell did Bickerstaff say? What the hell did Cade say? What did Tobias Harris say? I'm going to Eric Vincent. So I'm just letting you know right now, man, this is literally where I get my information. This is where I get my Pistons info. So check him out. Go ahead, shoot him a follow so you can be updated on all your information. And I promise you, he will never back down in an argument against the Detroit Pistons. He always standing 10 toes. So you got to follow him just for that.